Hey everybody, it's Aaron from the Best Family Homestead. Out here with Robert from Watch Your Step. And so I was planning on putting this off a little bit longer, but after we rescued that kitten, need to plug this hole back up, which I've got the stuff moved now where they can't hop back up in there. But also opening up some of the holes, didn't realize, oh, it's an old house, so it's drafty. So I want to go ahead and start pulling some more of these rafters and seeing, can't help it, I want to see what the rest of these logs under here look like. And speaking of being an old house, the local historian gave us some more information on this house that wasn't the exact information I got from the previous owners. Actually a lot more interesting. So the original, when I had said the Kings built this house in 1864, actually the Kings bought the property off the original owner of the house later, 1870, 1878, something like that. But this house is actually the second oldest house in Harris County, Georgia. It was built by, let's see here, Seaborn Watley. He was one of the original surveyors of Harris County, a veteran of the Creek Indian Wars, and he settled here and built this house in 1827. So that makes this house is actually 193 years old. No, 195 years old. It's old. So it lends itself a bit more. You can see, especially once you start seeing all the foot adds marks. Now this was added on, the porch was added on by the Kings, with the columns and everything. And I know this was done around 1880 to 1890. But the original structure here was built in 1827. So a lot of history, and I'm really hoping as we continue exposing some of the old logs, I start doing a little bit of structural work needs to be done in the house. I'm really hoping that we can find some dates or some initials. I've seen very few of these old houses that didn't have some kind of, you know, somebody left a timestamp on it. So with that being said, it shouldn't be too awful hard. We're going to be real careful with all these boards, all the roofing here, which is actually the same. The kitchen part of the house was built the same time as porch was put on. Here you can see this tongue and groove. This is the same wood that's on the floor of the old kitchen. So real interesting to be able to date the additions to the house based on the materials used. So I'm anxious to get up in here and see what everything looks like. So let's get to it. So it very much could be.
And while I'm over here filming for Aaron and working with Aaron, I'm getting attacked by kittens.
Take some modern additions off here first.
By the way, special shout out to Sandra, who watches the Old Bird Farm and also watches Aaron's channel here. She sent me these glasses. People are always telling me in the comments I need to wear safety glasses, and all this stuff raining down, getting in my eyes, no bueno. So thanks to Sandra for these. So I didn't get it on video. I was setting the camera up, but this one came down, and this is why I threw on the safety glasses. You should have seen all the dust just rain down, but one down. And
I'm sure that the next few are going to do the same thing.
yeah, let's get it.
All right, so Robert, what do you think is behind door number 1?
I think this is about to be a really cool reveal. Seeing these.
God, I hope so. Otherwise, my wife is not going to be happy with me.
It's the moment of truth.
Can you give me that longer bar?
Yeah.
How bad is it?
It's looking good. I'm loving it.
All right.
We're getting back to 1827 right here.
And like I was thinking about this, especially the time of year I decided I'm gonna be a genius here and see what's behind this wall. All right, so it really didn't matter, but you can see what you're looking at there is the inside of the, pull up. What you're looking at here is the inside of the house. All right, so that's the inside wall. And you notice there's nothing here.
Yeah, no chinking.
So Aaron's gonna be figuring out, and I know part of how I'm gonna do it. So let's do a little bit more and see what we got. Hello. All right, guys. So getting it cleaned up a little bit. Definitely can see a lot of the old craftsmanship here. Like I said, original part of the house stopped about here. You see where these beams go, and this starts. That's the floor for the second level. The second level wasn't added again until around turn of the century. A lot of additions after the Kings bought it. You can see how they did their wedges, and I've tightened all this back up for the bracing for the roof, for the rafters for the roof. But one of the really cool things, and you might have to stick this around the corner here. They didn't make a lot of log cabins like this, especially newer log cabins. If you think about how much work this took with an axe, these are true dovetails. I thought at first they were just half dovetails. But you can see how one log's cut at an angle this way, and then the next log's cut at an angle this way. So that's one reason this house is still here after 200 years, and why it will still be here 200 years later. It's literally impossible for this to come apart because this is locked together. The weight of the log on top, I mean, it can't go any direction. So really cool, a lot prettier than I really honestly thought it was going to be. I'm gonna have to get in here. I will be doing that this weekend because like I said, that's the inside wall, which is not like having the wood that was here. It's not like that offered any extra insulation at all. You know, I mean, it was still cool. And just doing this wall, you know, it's still not going to offer much, but it'll be a start. We'll be able to, you know, put some insulation in here, chink this, and get it looking more like it should. But I think even right now, I think it looks a lot better than it did earlier. What do you think, Robert?
I love it. I love seeing the original logs, and you know, seeing the 200-year-old part of this house, or almost 200-year-old part of this house, really getting back to how it originally was, and revealing the guts of a house that's, you know, has been covered up by additions. Even, you know, we were pulling out cut nails, round nails, and then brad nails.
Yeah.
You could really see the timeline in just the nails there.
And I'm really not even sure, and that'll be, hey, we'll do a video revealing that too. I've been up in here a little bit. I'm not sure how much further that way I won't be able to go with logs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how far the logs go over. There's 2 front doors there, so we'll see. I'm hoping it'd be really awesome if I could get the whole front porch, under the front porch, all had the original logs, but time will tell on that as we keep going.
And that's another great point too, talking about how small this house originally was. I mean, obviously it's been added onto multiple times over the years, but you know, wherever the logs end is the end of the original house. And Seaborn Jones, who built this house, had a huge family here. Yeah. So, you know, it's just something to think about, all those people, you know, packed into what would have been a relatively small log cabin.
Probably, yeah, probably around, I'd say 20 by 20 tops for the original part. I think it is just like 18 by 20, I think, the inside room there. 1 room, yeah, so, but I'm sure in 1827, this was probably one of the nicer, well, it's the second oldest house, so for one, it's one of the first, and it was still probably one of the nicer cabins that was in the county for a long time. Really cool. I can't wait to keep going and exploring and seeing what other treasures are hidden. And on the flip side of that, I'm sure we're gonna find some really cool stuff, and there's gonna be some times I'm gonna open something up to see what it looks like and highly regret it, because there's gonna be a lot of work. A lot of times you pull, I was nervous. A lot of times you start pulling, doing this, and all of a sudden you realize, oh crap, I should not have done that. There's a lot of a lot of extra work. What's up, guys? So just a little bit of a closeout for today. What all we did, you can see, because we were talking about where the original logs end, so you can see the second story, which was actually added years, about 80 years later, 70 years after the original house was built. So that's where the original part of the log cabin ended. So that's about how big that log cabin was originally. And then I'm hoping that the logs are still in good shape here where the siding is, and up top, which the logs up top will look a little bit different, because you can see where the last really big log was, and then they went up. And then I'm hoping to expose the logs over to the chimney. You can see where water's leaked down around the chimney over the years. So once I pull that siding, I'm hoping those logs are still in really good shape. But looking at the ones right here, I think they're going to be pretty good. So that's going to be as we go. This old house is a big project, but just like the old birdhouse. But we'll get it done. We'll get it done 10 feet at a time. 10 feet at a time. That's how we'll do it. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure and like, subscribe, and share. Make sure go watch your step, and see what we're doing next time over at the old bird farm too. So have a nice day.